I am so excited to try this tea. Look at them. They're in little bitty circles. My husband says they look like beads. They're so adorable. So this tea is Jade Earring Superior Hand Rolled White Tea. And it's definitely white, very white. Here's the first steep. Now I only measured out 3 ounces, which is very low because I read that this tea can have an astringency to it. So I brewed only 3 ounces in this 150 milliliter Guy one for about 10 seconds. So this might get a little bit darker, but that's how much they unfurled after just 10 seconds. Look at it starting to unfurl, kind of like a snail there. I poured it into my cup and you can see it's kind of a creamy color instead of a white. For the second steep, I did it for 15 seconds. And here is the color of the liqueur. You do see a little bit of floaties, which give it a little bit of body. After the third steep, they're almost unfurled. I've pulled a few out. I've got 2 leaves together there. So here are my notes. There's the name of the tea and today's date. This is the spring harvest. It said on the website early March 2020, so it's almost a year old, I guess 11 months. It is a white tea. Now white tea is minimally processed so that much less oxidation occurs, but to me, it looks like a green tea. I mean, the rings are green and the unfurled leaves are green. The only thing white about it is the color of the liqueur. So the website says this is from the Simeo district of Yunnan province. And I've had another tea from here. It was that osmanthus. Here's what's great about using OneNote. You can search and I can see exactly what tea, I can click and go to it if I want, was from the same location. The osmanthus flower and Yi Mei Ren black tea was from this same location that I've had. I'm sure there's probably others. So there is the map, and my book that I'm following, trying to buy it, says it's from the Ganchuan or whatever that is district, but I looked it up and that's actually a sub-district of that district of Wuhan. So there must be another variety out there. It's hand rolled into this adorable shape. That's the best thing about this tea is the texture and the shape and the care that has gone into it. From reading the comments on the website, this tea is astringent, and so I made plans ahead of time to make it less astringent by lowering the water. And so this is 85 degrees Celsius, and actually it's 185 Fahrenheit. So that's what I brewed it at, and I started at 10 seconds and then did 15 seconds. And it just got worse. I should have stayed at 10 seconds. It's not horrible, but we'll talk about that. So it's a perfectly symmetrical earrings. When brewed, the ribbons sink to the bottom of the glass and slowly uncoil. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to brew it in a glass as they suggest. And I wanted to look up about the name. I was thinking about Jade, and so I got an image of the gemstones that jade makes me think of, and it comes in shades of light to dark, and I've always thought it was a beautiful and one of my favorite stones. People do make earrings and other jewelry with this stone, and it seems to me I'm remembering that my grandma had for herself, and she gave to me some jade jewelry from one of the many vacation trips they took. And I need to find it. I'm going to go looking for it because I think it's in the poodle shape, if I remember. And I've had it since I was a little girl. And I always thought that color was beautiful. This color on the spectrum, I put it as husk, which is right there on the scale. But it's very pale. And so this is a deep husk. So it's a pale husk, kind of the shade of that there on the end of the spectrum. But this is too yellow-green, that pale. It's more of a husk color and yet paler. So the smell, it was a sweet floral smell that was pleasant when I was smelling it out of the bag. I really enjoyed it. Unlike many perfuming floral smells that I cannot stand, the only flower I like to smell in my own garden is the hyacinth. Although I smell them all, but the one I only really enjoy is that. So it reminded me of that, but I also think it's probably jasmine because that's sweet. Now the wet leaves was a much stronger aroma, as it should be, but it comes off much more floral and not as pleasant for me. So I enjoyed it dry, but not so much wet, because floral is just not in my personal favorite. For body, I gave it light. Delicate is lower than light. But there is some floaties in it, and there is a little bit of body. Astringency, I gave it the medium. There's 2 under it and 1 or 2 above this category. It's lively and brisk. Usually I don't like teas in this category. And so it was strange because it was kind of light but brisk also. It's hard to explain that. The brisk, comparable to other teas was still there, but yet it was also light, I think, because the liquid was pale. I don't know. And the 15 seconds, it came out even more astringency. And as far as taste, I was hoping for some grassy green tea kind of taste, but all I got was just floral. And finish, the floral hangs around for a while, and it's also bitter and tannic that hangs on. Not pleasant. My husband and I, neither of us really liked this tea. He said I would not buy it again. So it got 2 hearts, but then I bumped it up to 2.5. The only way I would buy this one again is if I wanted it for a tea party, because it is such a fun tea. It's so cute with the little rings, and so it would be fun to have it at a tea party, and it would actually be kind of fitting being floral, and who knows, maybe somebody else at the party would like floral. But I could just see it setting out at the table, and little girls just getting excited about it, or big girls. Grown ladies, because I get excited about it. That's why I wanted to try this tea, because it looks so fun, and all the care to hand roll it. But as far as the taste, no. Okay, I've dumped some of these adorable things out. Look how perfectly, I love that they're hand rolled. And I've got a glass, and I'm going to try watching them unfurl this way. I'm assuming, oh goodness, it's going to drop down to the bottom fairly quickly. I may end up speeding this up, but but it's rather relaxing watching. Just like when I did the long gin. So my glass is a little warm to touch, so I guess I have to let this keep steeping till the glass cools down. It's fun to watch. And this is called grandpa style, drinking the tea directly in the cup, and I kind of always like doing this. It'd be great for spring and for those relaxing moments, just watching the leaves unfurl while you're in the garden. I'm not in the garden. I wish I were. It's winter here. There's snow on the ground. So I've tasted it this way, and I think this is probably the way I'll drink the rest of it, because it's fun this way.